Welcome to the Let Theta Healing Inspire You series, where I interview a different Theta Healer every other month. My name is Cornelia Thomi, a master Theta Healer and nature conduit who allows clients to deepen their connection to nature and their inner child through the oneness connection of the Creator. I would like you to meet Melissa Crawford, who I have worked with in the last year to help clean up my body. Melissa Crawford, MD, is a former family doctor turned wellness mentor and inner work guide. Melissa left the medical system and her license behind to pursue her soul's calling to live more in alignment with her energy, beliefs, and values. Melissa offers energy work, theta healing, medical intuition, trauma healing to integrate parts, inner child, clear limiting beliefs and stuck emotions and frequencies, infused waters from purely resonance. Her goal is to mentor and support her clients in healing the root causes of their concerns in life, especially health and relationships. She is passionate about helping her clients get unstuck and become the conscious creators of their lives, a life they truly love to live. Please help me to welcome Melissa to the series.
Thanks, Cornelia. I'm super happy to be here and talk about one of my favorite modalities.
So, where are you coming from, Melissa? Just for our audience so they know where you are at.
Nelson, BC, Canada.
And Nelson is in British Columbia, and it's in the south central area in the Kootenays, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, West Kootenays.
Okay. And what did you do before you were doing theta healing? Like, how did you come across it?
Um, well, I did all my medical training. I was a family doctor for about a little over 3 years. And then I experienced my son as a baby, him having some health issues. And then after about 3 years of medical practice, I had spine injury and brain injury. And the theta healer that we worked with for my son and I, like about 11 years ago, was the first one to plant the seed and tell me like you might want to consider looking into doing some theta healing training because she could see that it was just, yeah, it would resonate with me. So I was still like a licensed medical doctor when I was told to consider it. Um, and that was when she planted that seed, that was probably about 7, 8 years ago. It was shortly after the spine injury, um, which took me out of family practice. Like I was too unwell to work. So I was off for a couple years trying to heal myself. And so I thought, well, these energy work modalities that are helping me feel better, I think I need to do these. Like, I need to study these because the thought of going back to medicine made me incredibly nauseous because I was waking up more and more to what the system was really about. And not to say that there isn't beneficial parts to medical system, especially like in acute sort of emergency situations and some of the diagnostic capacities and that kind of thing. Um, but I was really waking up to a lot of the darkness and the corruption. And that really started as a result of my own infant being injured by pharmaceuticals. So that's really what, like, I was already in medical school, already starting to kind of like wake up to like wanting some kind of spiritual connection, started reading some books and but in that second year medical school, I was so feeling so out of alignment. I wouldn't have used those words back then, but when I look back, I felt so out of alignment with what I was learning and in terms of how we're helping people that I got severely depressed. And I thought, I don't think this is the right career for me. And I just started thinking like, I think I should be a counselor instead. Like, I'm not really into what I'm learning about and starting to see a little bit more about what is behind the scenes in a lot of cases. So, but I wasn't completely awake yet. It was just like the little blinders started to come off. But I started reading books and going to conferences that were focused on integrative medicine. And Christiane Northrup was probably like the first MD that sort of got me thinking, oh, I could just stick this out, stick this horrible training out, and just do it differently. So that is what actually, like reading her books and focusing on more holistic forms of medicine is what made me stick it out. And I'm grateful I did. I don't regret going through that path, that arduous path. Uh, but yeah, so there was already that feeling back then of like, I don't think this is the right path for me. But sticking it out has meant that I've been this bridge for people who otherwise wouldn't consider energy work. And I hear that over and over and over again. So I feel like that alone is worth it. So yeah, that's a little bit about the history of sort of what led me to theta healing and experiencing theta healing was like, and with our health issues, like totally catapulted me into, oh my God, I want to do this. Like I would just the thought of like writing prescriptions, doing all the medical stuff, all the stuff that came with being a family doctor. I enjoyed the connections with people and talking to them about what's going on in their life. Um, but I didn't enjoy a lot of the medical stuff. So, yeah, when I realized like the miracles that were possible with things like theta healing, and what I witnessed in my son and myself, um, I just couldn't look back. I just could not go back to doing things the way I did. So that's a little bit of a summary there.
And for our viewers who are new to theta healing, would you mind just explaining a little bit about the theta healing process and why it might be important to come to a practitioner to do a session versus like reading a book and doing it from a book?
Yeah. Um, I would say like the getting into that theta brainwave that sort of slows everything down allows the practitioner and also the client who also gets into theta to just feel their connection to creator, source, energy, universe more strongly. So any like intuitive abilities that we all have are heightened and our own healing abilities are heightened because we're not in the brainwave that's sort of like that more just um, busy doing things. So it's easier to actually access like our subconscious mind as well and to create shifts and clear stuff that's blocking us. So um, starting out with like a theta healer and experiencing that process that you can clear limiting beliefs, you can clear like stuck emotions, you can clear spiritual stuff from other lifetimes, ancestral lines. It's just it can completely change your life, and I experienced that. I witnessed it in my son, like I said. And so that kind of gave me like the feeling of initially I didn't think that that was my path. I thought, oh, talking about diet and supplements and a little bit of counseling is probably it. I didn't believe in myself enough that I could have like the strong enough intuition to be like the theta healer that was helping us. So I had to work through a lot of blocks to feeling like I could really get those clear messages from Creator and that I could also guide other people in getting their own messages. So, yeah, starting out with someone that can kind of guide you in getting into that theta state, and then you can do it on your own. So, I'm super passionate about teaching my clients how to get into theta and to like really make like create a self-healing practice for yourself like every day because that's when my life really started to transform. It definitely there was transformations happening when I went to practitioners, and that allowed me to step into the next phase of like learning to heal myself. But the transformations went so much deeper when I started to bring those theta healing practices into my life every day and not only relying on outside help and other practitioners. So now the way I do things, I used to run to other practitioners like whenever I felt like something wasn't going well because I didn't trust in my ability to figure out what was going on or to get the answers, like I said. So I would say I was quite codependent on other people. And so one of my missions is to like just help the clients like, no, I'm here as a guide, as a mentor. I'm not here to fix anybody. It's like I really want to support them. And I feel like most theta healers are on that page too of really wanting to empower people to learn how to heal themselves. And that some things can just be cleared really quickly. And so yeah, I feel like just starting with seeing a theta healer can kind of just get that process started to more deeply understanding how healing works and how you can do it yourself. So now I don't constantly run to other practitioners. I work on myself, and then when I feel like, oh, I'm not quite seeing this clearly, I'm blocked because we can't always see ourselves clearly, right? That's when I reach out for help to my mentors, but I try to work on it first. And that's what I advise my clients to do is like really feel into like where you feel stuck first. See if you can get that answer from your intuition. And then if you really can't, then I'm here. Um, but I don't want to encourage like codependent relationships or people feeling like they need me for everything. Um, yeah, I've been in that situation as a practitioner and as the client, and it feels very disempowering. It doesn't feel good.
Mhm. And if someone were to come and wanted to know about theta healing, but they didn't know what can I do with theta healing? What are some things that you could tell them that theta healing could help them with?
I feel like what's really cool about it is you can do anything. Like it's just limitless. Like the mental, emotional, the physical, the spiritual. Because when you strongly feel that connection to creator, yourself, and or in a container where a practitioner is holding that with you, and you're getting that pure consciousness perspective from that plane of just unconditional love and divine light. There's no interference from sort of lower frequencies. It's just like I said, pure consciousness perspective. Um, Anything is possible. So you can get answers to what's in the subconscious mind, like I said, like what limiting beliefs are present there, whether it's like I'm unworthy or I'm unlovable or like I'm not safe in my body. Um, I mean, it's endless, like the limiting beliefs we can have. There's probably millions of them. But in theta healing, we really try to get to like the core ones. And those core limiting beliefs that are tied to like core wounds, because those deeper ones can help sort of clear and dismantle all these maybe more surface ones. Um, and so, yeah, so getting those answers from Creator about the limiting beliefs, and then just being able to request a clearing for that. Um, I really focus on um, helping my clients feel like where the emotions are in their body that's attached to the belief. So there's like, I bring in a somatic sort of based piece to it because what I was finding, um, if I was just kind of just requesting a clearing for beliefs and not tending to like what was in the body, that a lot of times like people weren't letting it go, like the subconscious wasn't letting it go because there's still a feeling in the body, like a trauma tied to that belief. Um, and so I just started to focus on like the somatic emotional piece first and getting the clients to like um, feel into the frequency of the belief. And if it doesn't feel like there's a big response in their body, we could probably just clear it. It might just be something somebody's like absorbed from the collective and it's not really tied to trauma. Um, But the ones that you really feel in the body, we somatically process that first and transmute that first, and then like clear what's in the mind. Um, so the emotional piece also, like just asking for a creator to bring in that healing to help the person like process and feel and clear the emotion that they're tapping into, so we can bring that healing in. On a physical level, we can tune in, like just ask for a reading for someone's body and get and ask for like the root cause of whatever it is that we're seeing, um, on that mental, emotional, physical, spiritual level, and then work on it. So, and then we can also do an energy healing for the physical. Everything's energy, so there's not like a limitation there. Yeah, and then again, this the spiritual too. I just, yeah, just feels like you can do anything if you're getting those answers straight from the source. Um, and there isn't any limitations.
No, thank you for sharing all of that. I know I really started getting more into feeling into the body, holding, oh, where are you holding that? And even with clients, I ask them, well, where are you holding that? And they're like, I don't know. I'm like, oh, well, touch your arm, touch your skin, and find out where you're actually holding that. And a lot of times it's like their adult self brain doesn't know where they held it, but it's their child self brain that knows where they held it. So then you got to ask the child and forget, hey, don't worry about the adult. Let's just connect with your inner child and see where you're holding that. And that can
Yeah.
be a lot of healing to do the inner child work as well.
Yeah.
When you're working with clients, does like I know like the answer, but creator will connect and tell you what to focus on, where to focus on it, how to focus on it, and you'll just have this knowingness or this the feeling or the hearing or the seeing of what to work on. But for yourself, what is your
Mhm.
most intuitive gift that you have that you see everything through or hear or know or feel? If you want to share that with us.
Yeah, I feel like all the senses are getting stronger. And I remember being years ago being um, frustrated and telling a mentor, like, I want to be able to like hear more and see more. And I was at that point at the beginning, it was more like the clairsentience, like really feeling in my body. Like before a client would show up, I would suddenly get knee pain or something. And then they would tell me, oh, they have knee pain. And I was like, oh my God, it's like that was like my first discoveries of, oh, my body is sharing like these intuitive messages with me. And then I would say, well, that's not mine, let it go. And then my knee pain would go away. So I think a lot of people are living their lives picking up on other people's stuff and not knowing they can just let it go. Um, so that whole empathic thing. So the clairsentience was like, and the claircognizance, it's that strong knowing, inner knowing of what is going on with people that I would say I really, looking back, that was like my strongest intuitive sense since I was a child. I didn't fully know it, but because I didn't know what intuition was growing up, I didn't grow up around anything holistic at all. It was pretty mainstream. But I did have this feeling of like, why, when my friends or like somebody asks me like, or tells me something going on, it's like I just kind of knew what they needed to hear. So that was like my strongest sense. Then the clairsentience started to develop, and when I came to a mentor and said, I want to like hear and see more, she's like, just keep developing the senses that are strong within you already, and the other ones will open up. So that's what I did. I started to just not focus on what wasn't going right in my mind, and just really focus on honing, and tuning into like my claircognizance and trusting it. I had a lot of issues trusting that, and trusting my body. And yeah, so when those started to get stronger, I started to see more and hear more. So I feel like it's really like a combination of all of those now. And it kind of depends on maybe the message and how I needs to be delivered. But it's yeah, frequently hearing, seeing, knowing, um, sensing it kind of all at once.
Mhm.
And so it's a lot easier to trust it now. But I like to tell people because a lot of my clients will say, I can't do that. Like I can't meditate. I can't get those answers from my body. Anytime I try to like connect to my soul, I just can't do that. And so I like to tell them that I started out that way too. This isn't, I had to really work at it because I did have a lot of blocks. And I think a lot of people look at healer folks and think, oh, they were just born that way. They got it all together. Like, it's like, no, most of us were pretty wounded and had to work through lots of wounds and blocks and to be able to get to this place of helping other people and guiding other people. So, yeah.
Yes, thank you for sharing all that because I know I was also very clairsentient,
Uh-huh.
empathic, and then I got just a knowingness that things were like right or don't do that, you're gonna get hurt or this or that. So there was clairaudience as well. But for me, it was like the visual one. It was like, ah, but I've been working a lot more and I see a lot more as well with visually. So
Hmm.
all the do gifts do come online once you're open to allowing them. And you clear the lots of the blocks associated with that as well.
Yeah. And I know you work with nature a lot in your practice and in your life. Did you find, like, I found spending a lot of time in nature just like opens up my channel more than almost anything else.
Mhm.
And if I'm not spending enough time in nature, I start to feel blocked again. So has that been your experience too, Cornelia?
I feel like I get a little bit overwhelmed and cancel that, and then it's like, oh, you go outside and wander around and lay down and do stuff outside, and then all of a sudden I feel good again. But
Yeah.
I know I worked in forestry for so many years, and I know that I had like spiritual awakenings in forestry. Like all of a sudden, and then with the
Yeah.
theta healing and doing the Reiki and everything, and it just really opened everything up. And next thing you know, trees are talking to you, and you're like, am I hearing things? Is this real? You can't really go
Yeah.
ask anyone either because they'll look at you like, did
Yeah.
you get hit on the head by a tree or something?
Yeah, I really believe it's one of our most powerful healing tools, environments to be in and can open up our intuition dramatically and heal us if we just let it and relax into it and let Mother Earth hold us. I had a lot of resistance to allowing that, like being held with the earth initially. And I find a lot of people do.
Yeah. Yeah, I can kind of see that because I know a couple months ago it was like just allow the earth to be like to swaddle you like a baby, and I was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
I always find water helps a lot though. Like being in the water and then those emotions as you move your body, you can just feel the energy coming out of your hips and your heart. And next thing you know, you have lots of water, extra water coming out of your eyes, and you're just like, oh, that's just water from the pool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know I worked with you, I guess, like now it's been like 6 months or so ago. I was gonna ask you, you were talking to me then a little bit more about like the feminine and balancing it with the masculine energy. And can you
Mhm.
like share with our audience here what is going on, what you believe is going on right now with the feminine and the masculine energies?
Yeah, I'd love to. I feel like it's one of the things I'm here to do to help people with, to come into healthy relationship with their feminine energy and their masculine energy and like healthy balance for like their body. Um, and I've so as a result of that being one of my soul missions and it's something that I experienced a lot of imbalance with, and that I really feel like this year in particular, I'm coming into healthier balance with. So, yeah, I for decades, um, most most women have had to be too much in their masculine, like doing, um, taking like action and not resting and softening enough. Um, just as a result of just the way society has been. Um, and there's nothing wrong like with being in our we all have feminine energy, we all have masculine energy, but there is, I think for everybody, like maybe a different set point of like what is a healthy balance for women and men. And I think what I see in almost, well, I would probably say every client is an imbalance in that feminine masculine energy, especially like when there's a really strong autoimmune tendency. Um, I'm seeing a lot of women with autoimmune diseases, and I've gone through experiencing a lot of autoimmune diseases, and a big part of that for me was like feeling so much anger and rage at the masculine for like, thousands of years, like ancestral energy, other lifetimes for like the oppression that has happened to the feminine, the suppression of the feminine. And yeah, so a lot of it wasn't even actually mine. A lot of it was ancestral, and I had my own too. Um, so what I started a couple years ago to really start to focus on that. I wanted to stop being angry at the masculine because it was hurting me. It was a big part of like of this wildfire that was in my body. So I wanted to create like harmony between the feminine and the masculine in my own being. And that is a big theme I'm seeing like in the collective right now. A lot of people on social media are talking about it, like supporting women and stepping more into their feminine things that can help them, helping the men step more into their healthy masculine energy. But that doesn't mean avoiding the other energy, the other polarity. There's a time to that, like we all need our healthy masculine energy too, and men need to have like a healthy relationship with their feminine, that like soft, nurturing, intuitive side, the feeling side. They have been cut off from that quite a bit. Some of the masculine has, and I feel like there's this shift happening. Um, and we had to kind of get to an extreme place with it first. And um, what I've come to realize is like when I've spent a lot of time meditating on my inner feminine and my inner masculine and checking in on them, and I do this with clients too, or in group settings. I've done it a couple times. It's like just check in, like how is she doing? How is he doing? What do they need? And how are they doing? Like how are they relating to one another? Because if they're at battle, then there's a war inside you. They need to be like in a peaceful, harmonious relationship to have a healthy relationship to yourself and to your body, and to others. Um, so working on that, your relationship to your inner masculine, inner feminine actually really supports like healthier relationships in the external world too. Um, and the main goal initially should just be to just connect more deeply with ourselves and our own yin yang energy moving through us. So that's when I really realized, when I tuned into my inner feminine and inner masculine, like what was going on and what limiting beliefs they were holding about themselves and each other, what was keeping them stuck. I had been so in overdrive with my masculine energy for over 30 years, like with all the medical training and everything. I completely like let my feminine go. I felt like all my creative energy from childhood was just like gone. I didn't really feel in connected to my intuition like I felt like as a child. Just being able to just draw and like soften into um, relaxation, it felt almost impossible because I'd been in that overdrive of masculine energy. So eventually my masculine energy collapsed. He was like completely like burnt out. And so I was burnt out. I had severe chronic fatigue. I felt like I couldn't get anything done. Um, so I eventually kept working with him and uncovering like his limiting beliefs, how he's feeling, and then I got him standing up strong again. And guess what? My inner feminine, who was feeling like just sort of not online very much and sort of resentful and angry and not very trusting of the masculine, she started to soften when I worked on my inner masculine, being able to provide like the safety, the containment, um, that protection energy. I think a lot of us that don't feel safe in our bodies, sometimes it comes back to like the masculine wounds. So how we might have experienced wounded masculine energy, like I said, like oppression, violence, abuse, suppression, all of that. Um, I don't like to use the words toxic masculine or toxic feminine. I feel like it makes people think that any of those energies are toxic. And so I prefer wounded, where it's like reminding us that everybody has a wounded inner child or some wounded old part that is kind of creating some kind of suppression or imbalance in those energies. Um, so yeah, when I started to strengthen the healthy masculine energy in me, not the like overdrive, the sort of overemphasis on it, I and got him sort of strong again, then I could step into more of my feminine and feel safe to relax and rest and soften and feel more intuitive and creative and more flowy in life. So this is a big thing I work on with a lot of my clients. Yeah, and I just see like the collective is like ready for it. And I know in this community here, there's like like an explosion of men's groups forming, men's circles, men's sharing circles where they're like sharing their feelings together. Um, Whereas in the past, it was like they were so shut off from their feelings, right? A lot of us might have grown up with fathers that were like that. And there's an explosion of women's circles too, and they're, exploring all these kinds of themes. And there's just a lot of talk about like how to have a sacred relationship between the feminine and masculine, and it's really exciting.
It sounds like it's very exciting because I also had like, from working in the forest, it was very masculine, especially if you're only like working with men. So it was very masculine energy, right? And then you're just like force, force, force. I went through similar like chronic fatigue and burnouts, and I
Yeah.
think I'm still working on bringing my feminine online and
Hmm.
my collaborating with the masculine and the feminine and bringing them together. So sometimes I feel like one is more than the other, and then I'm like, but this is a really good reminder. I'm like, oh, maybe I need to look at this again.
Yeah.
hmm
It's a long process to uncover all these pieces.
hmm hmm
Yeah.
Because I was working through some battle energy there earlier in the weekend, and I was like, why is this coming again? I didn't already work on this. But we all know that when we work on one level, then we go along, we're like, yay, we worked on the level, and but then we're still crawling up to the next level, and maybe, oh, we hit that block or trigger again, but a deeper version of it, and then
Hmm.
maybe dip down and then work through it again, and then, oh, feel good. So it's a constant cycle. And
Yeah.
what I'm finding today is there's lots of energy flowing around because it is the 9/9 today. the portal
Hmm.
energy.
Yeah, it's a powerful day to be
Mhm.
gathering.
And it's a powerful day to be working well on yourself and manifesting and to be seeing what comes up for you. Hmm.
Yeah, awesome.
Would you like to take us up into a theta healing meditation and
Sure.
maybe do a little bit explanation of what downloads are before we do downloads?
Yeah. So, we'll do a guided meditation that is going to feel like you're going up and out, and but you're really going deep down into the nucleus of all your cells, where that creator energy is, source, God, universe, all that is, whatever you call that energy. Um, and so we're gonna be like navigating through all these visuals and different lights and colors and all of that kind of stuff. And it's just a really effective meditation for getting into that theta brainwave. There's lots of m many other ways to get into the theta brainwave, but most people find this meditation that the founder of Theta Healing, Vina Stibal, um, created just really effective for them. So I use it with my clients. I still use it. The more you do it, the more you'll find you can just sort of like get there more quickly. But it's a practice at first. So downloads, when we get to that place of like being in that pure consciousness perspective, that creator energy, unconditional love energy, um, that's where we can start to like either offer for ourselves or for someone else the creator's perspective, understanding, definition, truth about whatever is going on. We can amplify like feelings. A lot of people that go through trauma might forget like what joy feels like, what bliss feels like. We can download the frequency of what is sort of missing, what people feel is like the feelings that are missing in their life, that they might be really like overburdened by sadness or anger. It's like, well, what can we bring in to just amplify the polar opposite emotion? So it's sort of like tuning the receptors to a different feeling, different experience, like amplifying these things. Um, and it can start to just move the energy when when you're offered a download that's like it's an upgrade in your perspective about something. It can start to like shift the energy uh, of stuckness, of limiting beliefs. Um, I feel like sometimes without even doing like a specific clearing on limiting beliefs, these downloads can just start to get things moving. So, yeah, so I'll just be scanning the group, like the people that are here now and the people that are watching the recording and anybody who's gonna, yeah, see it later on, and just ask for creator to show me like what upgrades, what downloads are people ready for, um and we recommend that you like either out loud or in your mind just like consciously say yes when I say what download that I'm going to be offering. It helps like the subconscious, the ego know like that you actually like are consenting to this. You want this energy, you want this upgrade. So I yeah, recommend that. Yeah, would you add anything else to that, Cornelia?
No, I think you pretty much have it. We also have everybody close their eyes too. It just allows us to get deeper into theta.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, we'll be guiding you to get grounded and connected into that theta brainwave, and then I'm just gonna feel into what downloads to offer.
And there's always, sorry, there's also the potential to say no if you don't want that download. So you always have that option.
Yeah, and I like to tell people too that are new to downloads that if it's a download you don't need, like it's not really part of your an issue for you, it's just nothing will happen. So nothing's being forced. I also like to explain that it's like these frequencies are being delivered to your higher self and and you can take it in or you can not take it in. And if you don't need it, just nothing happens. So nothing bad can happen.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, all right. Are we ready then?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So just starting with connecting with our breath, deepening the breath, bringing your awareness into your body, into the parts of your body that are making contact with either the chair or the bed or the floor where your feet are. Just dropping in more deeply. Then you might visualize yourself in a safe space in nature, either imagined or a real space that just feels really magical and safe for you. Seeing yourself barefoot on the earth, connecting with all the elements, the air, the fire, the earth, the water, just noticing all around you what you're sensing, becoming more present and grounded in yourself, in your experience, while staying connected to your breath. And then acknowledging and thanking the energy of Mother Earth below your feet, visualizing that beautiful golden, sparkly um, ball of light at the core of the earth, connected to you via these luminous roots that connect to the soles of your feet. So, seeing, allowing, thanking Mother Earth for delivering this energy to you that's always available to you. It's always, we just block it. So, this is an opportunity to just really allow this in more deeply, seeing that golden energy. Some people see it also as like a rose gold or a pink color, just trusting what you see, seeing it come up the legs, up towards the knees, into the upper legs, the hips, swirling around the pelvic bowl, the lower back, up the spine into the belly and the mid back, really seeing your whole body starting to fill up with this grounding, relaxing energy. And then moving further up the spine into the chest and upper back, the shoulders, and then down the arms to the elbows, the wrists, the palms, the fingers, seeing yourself filling up with that light so much that it starts to come out the fingertips like little flashlights. You're just radiating this energy around you through your hands. And then seeing it go up the spine further into the neck and throat, into the head, and then spilling out the crown on each side, seeing yourself cocooned in this protective, mothering, nurturing, loving energy. Seeing it spill out the crown and down, head down towards your feet, and just recirculating in your energy field, almost like a just a golden sleeping bag, and sink a little deeper into feeling the mother, divine cosmic mother energy who's always willing to be there for you and support you and help you step more into the feminine, help you soften and relax and rest more deeply. And then with your mind's eye, looking a few feet above your head, seeing a light, a bright light that's the light of your consciousness, seeing yourself in that light and projecting that out towards a series of bright white lights in the distance, heading up towards those bright white lights. These are the different planes of existence. Heading through each one, there'll be some darker spaces between each plane of existence. Just keep going up towards subsequent light. And then you'll see a jelly-like substance with all the colors of the rainbow in the distance. Head up towards that and through that. That's the laws of the universe. Going through and above this, the laws of the universe supports us in moving past the limitations of the human mind for what's possible, moving into the possibilities of instant healings, of miracles. So keep going up and up and up towards the biggest white iridescent light you've seen so far, with a beautiful pink mist in front of it. That's the law of compassion. Heading towards that pink mist, allowing it to gently move you into the seventh plane of existence, where it's just pure consciousness perspective, creator source, God, goddess, all that is energy, unconditional love, seeing yourself in this small room with pure diamond white light. There might be the odd pink or blue sparkle. Seeing your energy field, your whole body just being rinsed in this light, filled with this light, allowing every cell of your body to take this energy in. This is a life force energy that's always moving through us, down our crowns and through the rest of our bodies. We just tend to block it. So this is just an opportunity to really connect consciously with the feeling of your connection to Creator. I'm just going to ask for permission from everyone's higher self to do a scan to see what downloads the group needs. So the first one that's coming in is that it is truly possible to get to a place where you can feel safe to soften, to rest deeply, to relax, to trust, and what that would feel like. And that you know how, that you're worthy of that experience of feeling that safety in your body and your nervous system.
Yes.
That you're allowed and it's possible. And just offering a download to amplify your ability to, for all your receptors to feel and to feel safe in the frequencies of joy, in the feeling of joy.
Yes.
And that that's possible, that you know how to receive more joy into your being
Yes.
every day of your life, even through the hardships.
Yes.
Okay, the next one is just getting that it is that you are safe to feel your connection to Creator, that it's possible to feel that connection more deeply. You're allowed to have that experience, you're worthy of it, that you know what that feels like to feel that strong connection and trust in the Creator. You know how to let that in.
Yes.
That it's safe to trust yourself and that you know how and what that feels like to trust yourself. Trusting yourself comes more strongly when you trust in your connection to Creator,
Yes.
amplifying that frequency of trust within you. And would you like to know that it's possible and you're safe and that you know how and what it would feel like to live in healthy relationship to your own masculine and feminine energies within yourself and outside of you?
Yes.
That you're safe to trust in Creator and Mother Earth,
Yes.
that that's truly possible, what that would feel like to allow yourself to be fully and deeply held by these energies flowing through you, this cosmic mother and father energy.
Yes.
That would you like to know that it's safe to really dig deep into these old feelings, these old parts of you, and reclaim those parts, reclaim your power, reclaim your inner child's innocence. That that's possible, you're allowed, you're safe to do that, that you know how and what that would feel like to fully reclaim yourself from the past,
Yes.
and that you know how to create a different reality and future from the now and from the future, connecting to your future self rather than creating mostly from the past wounds, the past limiting beliefs, that you know it's possible to create from the now and the future, that you're safe to, that you know how, what that would feel like stepping into that divine creator of your life.
Yes.
Would you like to know that letting go of the past can be not only safe but also as easeful as possible, as gentle as possible, even with some of the discomforts, that you are safe to be in those discomforts, that you can get more comfortable with being uncomfortable and just perceive that experience with more ease. Letting go can be more easeful, graceful, feel loving. Would you like an upgrade in creator's perspective, understanding, and truth of when we're navigating all these like strong collective and astrological energies, that we know how to keep our systems in balance, and that we don't have to be just the victims of this strong energy, that we can use it and we can ground ourselves to use it in the best way to deepen our healing and our embodiment. That you know exactly what you need to do, what it would feel like, that you're safe to let all this healing energy come in from the universe. Would you like to feel safe, accepting, allowing in unconditional love? What that would feel like, that you know how to receive and allow more of that into your being. And how to use that unconditional love and turn it towards yourself, to start to deepen in your self-love. Would you like to know that it's possible to bring peace to the battle within? It's possible to create harmony within your system, within your mind, body, and spirit. Would you like to know what it feels like to be deeply seen and heard and validated? That that's possible. It's possible for you to experience that within yourself and outside of yourself with other human beings. Would you like to know that you're worthy of experiencing healthy relationships, and that that starts with the relationship with yourself, and that you're worthy and that you know how to strengthen that relationship with yourself and with others? Would you like to know that you're safe and what that feels like, to feel safe communicating your needs, your desires, your feelings, your thoughts to others honestly and transparently?
Yes.
That that's truly possible.
Yes.
Would you like to know what it feels like to live your life without having to constantly prove your worth?
Yes.
Would you like to know what it feels like to live without a fear of rejection or abandonment? And if that's truly possible, to
Yes.
feel whole and complete within yourself. And would you like creator's perspective, understanding, definition, truth, that you have the power inside of you to heal you?
Yes.
And would you like to know more deeply in every cell of your being, mind, body, spirit, that you are always provided for by the Creator?
Yes.
And that everything you need to know, all the answers you need to know, they all lie within you. And it's possible to access those more easily and to act on them, to take inspired action. Mm. Just also offering Creator's perspective that healing from anything mental, emotional, physical, spiritual is possible through the Creator once we clear those blocks. It's possible for you. You're allowed to experience a deep and complete healing. You're safe to allow that in, that you know what that would feel like,
Yes.
that you know how. Mm. And would you like Creator's perspective and truth on how to live in without enmeshment, without codependency, how to really know where your energy begins and where someone else's energy begins, and to just stay tuned into your resonance, how to live without collapsing into other people's energy, to stay fully connected to you while you relate to others, no matter what is going on. Okay, is it about time to sort of ground and move to the next? Yeah, okay. So just visualizing yourself in that seventh plane energy again and rinsing your energy with that light, allowing in all that unconditional love to fill your body one more time, knowing you can come back to this feeling, this connection anytime you wish. And while still remaining connected to this energy, seeing yourself feet planted on the earth in your safe space in nature again, looking around, connecting with all the elements again, your felt sense, and feeling that connection to Mother Earth again, grounding your energy into the earth again, seeing yourself in that cocoon, feeling safe and protected. And taking a deep breath in and out, and opening your eyes when you feel ready.
Wow, that was really good. I was like, don't fall asleep.
Yeah,
Cancel that.
yeah, it's hard not to feel sleepy in theta. Yeah.
Well, I want to say thank you so much for that beautiful meditation. That's I felt a lot of shifts in my body going through there. Um, Before we close, is there anything that you'd like to share to the audience on any offers that you have?
Yeah, I've been through an interesting process of I'm kind of moving from complexity to simplicity. I feel like in my journey, I studied like so many different modalities and I was offering lots of different services like detox foot baths, light therapy, um, the energy work and the all the sort of intuitive counseling work and the vibrational water remedies. And I've been noticing myself being pulled more and more. And I really kind of this year have simplified and let go um, of a lot of things. And I'm more focused now on the energy work, the intuitive counseling, mentoring, inner work guidance. And so um, I still do offer some of the vibrational water remedies, and it's one of my other favorite modalities. And I'm focusing a lot more on like the theta healing and the other energy and inner work, like I said. So right now, my big focus is like creating a container for like 3 months, um, where me and the client will work together for like a solid period of time and be invested in that journey of just clearing what they're ready to clearing the blocks. Um, so I've really simplified, yeah, to offering these 3-month packages, and I can individualize packages for people too. But so far, this works really well for people. We meet every 2 weeks, and we're in contact in between sessions. If they have anything they want extra support on or questions about clarification, I want to help people feel like supported for a big chunk of time, not just during the sessions, but also in between, because I feel like a lot of our inner children didn't feel like held and supported in the ways that we needed. So this is like the way that I feel can help sort of reprogram that is to feel held for for a 3-month period of time or longer. Um, so right now that's it. I am gonna work on like creating more group healing sort of experiences, but I don't have anything in the works right now for that.
Mhm. Okay. Thank you. And if there's anything that you want to add, like to inspire people to have them reach out to you, or anything you want to say before we sign off.
Hmm. Yeah, just I think one of my big messages I'd like to leave people with is the hope that they can create the shifts that they need to in their life where they feel really stuck, life, health, career, relationships, finances, that it's possible. um, that just through, and I haven't shared all the bits of my story, and it's not necessary to, but I have been through almost every possible challenge and trauma you can imagine, in all of those categories, and I am stepping more and more into being like feeling like I am the divine creator of my life, and that I'm not stuck in helplessness, powerlessness, depression, chronic anxiety anymore. And I've come from places of feeling stuck in every possible way. Um, and that, yeah, I just want to leave people with that message of hope, that you can do it too.
Yes. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for having me on, Cornelia.